Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to give you a quick overview of how to easily assess your company culture. If you're looking to assess because you're looking to change your culture, I have another video if you've subscribed to my channel that talks more about how to change your culture. So what are the steps overall in a broader sense? This is just focusing on the assessment or measurement piece, and I'm really going to focus on the what and the how. So let's start with the what. What is culture? To measure it, you need to kind of know what it is, have an idea, have a definition, description. This is often the piece that people get most kind of stuck on because it's very nebulous and everyone's got a different view. It's a very subjective topic. I'm going to give you some of the key attributes that I've used when measuring culture with some of the biggest businesses in the world during my time as a management consultant. So some of them I'm just going to read off here that I think are the key ones you want to look at. Your purpose and values, understanding whether people know what your purpose is, what your values are, whether they're demonstrated in the business and whether they are lived authentically. Business outcomes, so looking at how well you are, the attitudes towards delivering high quality work, delivering on outcomes, being really clear on objectives, executing, getting things done in the way we say we're going to do. I think another key one is all around kind of equality, well-being, respect and inclusion, diversity. Is there, inclusivity and diversity of thinking? Definitely have a ton of questions on that and people's well-being, whether they feel supported, whether there's an inclusive culture. Really want to tackle that space, really, really key, particularly nowadays. People performance. So I definitely think getting a sense of the kind of performance culture in the business. So do people feel driven to work really hard? Are they committed to high deliverables? Is there a healthy sense of competition in terms of doing a good job? Is performance rewarded and recognized appropriately? Another key one I think is what we call collective strength. So really around collaboration, knowledge sharing, sense of community, identity. Do people feel they belong? Do they share knowledge together? Do they feel a sense of community? Is there a sense of identity with people in terms of belonging to the business? And probably then a final one is really your external focus piece. So really looking at the customer and your clients, your market. Is there enough of a focus on that? Do people look at disruptions in the market? Are you really aware and focused enough on your customer? A final one, just to add actually, is leadership. Absolutely leadership. Is there trust in leadership? Do leaders communicate effectively, transparently? Do people have good relationships with leaders? Do leaders take accountability when they should, as well as empowering others when they should? Definitely cover some questions around leadership. So that's just to give you a sense of some of the key characteristics when looking at what you want to measure. Obviously, when you're looking at what, you want to think about what's most relevant for you and how you're going to pick out things that are most attuned to kind of where you're heading and therefore where you want to see where the biggest gaps are. If we move on to how, in order to inform the how, the first thing you need to do is take the characteristics of the what. So let's say you're going to look at leadership, purpose, performance, and collaboration, for example, if you had those four. Under each of those four, you want to make sure you've got some statements that basically describe those. For example, so in collaboration, it might say, within our organization, people collaborate effectively and work together well, or something. And you might have 3 or 4 statements for each area, or 1 or 2, whatever you think. Statements are the best way to then use a Likert scale, so strongly agree, strongly disagree, for people just to mark, how they feel about the statement. And it brings it to life more for people than asking questions. So they are questions, but they're written as statements, and then people rate how they feel about the statement. So first you want to do that, and then in terms of the how next to that, there's really 3 key things you should look at. A culture survey, simple, easy, send it out to everyone, but those are the kind of strengths to it, but the limitations are you can't really unpick what people are really thinking, you can't get lots of examples, you can just but you can get the truth, hopefully, because you're doing it, you should do it anonymously, you can send it out to lots of people. If you go to culturepal.com, there's a really useful, easy way to do that on there with a culture survey. Second one is interviews. You're not going to interview loads of people depending on how big your organization is. It's going to take a lot of time to do it, but really you definitely want to do interviews with some leaders. So again, thinking about the characteristics, having some real questions and probing questions, asking for examples, really getting underneath. And then again, you can take that data and anonymize it into key themes to share back with the business. You're not going to say, John said this, you're just going to say, broadly, our leaders think these are the key areas that we're not good at, this is what we are good at, etc. And then the third is focus groups. So focus groups then, if you're a large organization, gives you a good method for getting views from, pockets and groups of people. And you could do, you could have a group of people who are by, the operational unit that they sit in within the business, by business unit, by grade, by the type of work they do. You can mix people up, so they can all kind of share in the conversation. Lots of ways to do it, not too time intensive, take some notes, and then again, you kind of want to draw out your theme. So what you then want to do is really have your interviews, your survey, your focus groups, and take them all together and then pull out a kind of summary of what the key themes are from your culture assessment, and then what the implications are. Biggest thing is implications. What does this mean? What are we going to do? Where are our strengths? Where are we not doing so well? So that's it. That's really the key steps for how to measure your culture. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.